about me and you, and I think to myself, what a wonderful world.
Hi guys, and welcome back to Real. Today I am here with the one and only Chloe Weinstein.
Hey everyone.
Also known as my sister. You guys sent in so many questions to ask her, so I'm very excited. We also have a new audio set up today, and you guys in video form are currently being balanced
On a bottle of hairspray.
Yeah.
I think my ears are clogged.
Oh my god.
Oh wow.
Did that help? I feel like you're getting better. Chloe's been ill.
Guys, I'm really sorry. It's gonna happen.
The coughing is gonna happen, and
the coughing and the sniffling is gonna happen.
I'm gonna try to cut out as much as we possibly can of that, but unfortunately, Chloe has been sick for how long now?
Like a month.
Like literally a month.
Not like sick, but I just have a cough and yeah.
I'm so curious if anyone else has been having this, and they put her on antibiotic, and it's like not.
Everyone's having it. Pam keeps sending me these TikToks of everybody has a cough. Apparently, that just lasts for a month.
That's crazy.
But I don't know. Whatever.
If anyone's been having the same thing,
I'm sick of it.
At this point, there's so many questions. I feel like I want to get right into it. But first of all, for those who don't know anything about you, who maybe just follow me, and I guess maybe I don't know who would not know that I feel like if you follow me this closely, you would know I had a sister. But maybe just give a little rundown of what college you go to, your age, your major, those basic little things.
Okay, sorry. Okay, so hi guys, my name is Chloe. I'm 20, turning 21 soon. Really excited.
Yeah.
I go to Syracuse University. My major is public relations. I like to bake. I like the beach. I like to tan. I like to do my makeup.
Literally. She's like, I like clothes.
Yeah.
That was a good intro.
Yeah.
She's a boyfriend. And yeah, we're 6 years apart. We're like polar opposites, but also the same person. I'm sure you'll be able to tell from our mannerisms and stuff. People either see it right away or they're like, wait, I don't see it at all.
Yeah.
But yeah, you guys sent in so many questions for her regarding mental health, and we'll definitely get into that stuff. But I wanted to start out with more. We're going to go into mental stuff, but I wanted to start out with physical questions. So This is going to be interesting. First of all of the physical questions had to do with your looks. So we're going to go into, first of all, people wanted to know basic stuff like your hair care routine and how you keep your hair healthy. So we're going to keep it light in the beginning, and then we'll go into the more juicy stuff.
Okay.
So tell us about your hair care routine, because I actually want to know too.
I actually just got my hair cut, and they cut 3 inches. But people always ask me for my hair care routine, and guess what?
What?
I don't have one.
Period.
I literally don't. I use Moroccan oil, shampoo, and conditioner.
We're big fans, by the way.
That's it. I don't put in leave-in conditioner. I don't usually put anything in my hair except for sometimes a volumizing texture spray. Yeah, or some oil when it's frizzy, but I don't do anything.
Period. People also wanted to know these.
Oh, you know what? Sorry, my bad.
No, tell us. Spill the tea.
I have never gotten my hair colored, so that's why it's healthy, because I've never done anything to it. So.
And I think by 20, a lot of people are getting their hair colored.
Yeah, most people I know have gotten their hair colored at least once. So that's a big factor.
Yeah, and you have the perfect color. You would never touch your color.
I don't. Yeah, I wouldn't. Yeah.
People are always telling me to go brunette, and I'm like, I don't think you guys understand. I am blonde. I'm supposed to be blonde, just how she's brunette and is supposed to be brunette.
Yeah.
I don't know. Yeah. I just would never touch my color, and I think the same for you.
I need to fix my posture a little bit.
Yeah, our dad's always yelling at her to sit up. The other question everyone had was about your boob job and your boob job journey. Mm-hmm. So again, getting into kind of a brief. It doesn't need to be brief, actually.
Yeah.
But there was a lot of people who just had questions about why did you make that decision, what led up to that, and what your experience was, etc.
Mm-hmm. Well, it's something I've wanted for my entire life, and I know people are how could you want that your entire life? How could you want boobs when you're a child? But I don't know why. It's weird, but when I grew up, when I was younger, I always wanted to grow up and have boobs, because I see all these like girls around me and I'm like, oh my god, like it's just something I wanted. Like I was like, I can't wait to hit puberty and get boobs. And when I hit puberty, I did not get boobs, unfortunately. So it was just something that I wanted, and I was made fun of a lot for being flat, which like I don't really care. Like that's not why I did it. I did it because I wanted them, but it's just something I wanted. So after begging for my entire life, Pam finally said yes, because it's become more popular. Like a lot of people are getting it done, and I did research, and it was supposed to be like an easy recovery and easy surgery, and so yeah, and it was. Should I talk about like surgery?
Yeah, I think people would be really curious to get into. And also, this isn't like when we talk about plastic surgery and stuff, it's not to influence people to get plastic surgery, it's to educate people so that if they are planning on getting something done, they have someone that's their age or that has a similar experience to like share with them. So you got to do what's right for you. Trends go in and out. Your body is like forever. So this is more so a topic of conversation, just in case any of you guys out there have been thinking about it or are getting it done, to educate you like on the process. So yeah.
Well, first off, I didn't know any doctors, obviously, who, like, did it. My mom actually knew, like, one doctor that she just knew did it that was near me. And I just, like, set my mind to him because, like, I didn't know anyone else. And I looked at his website, and I'm like, okay, like, he seems really good. And I knew he was one of the top doctors for boobs. So I booked a consultation with him, and it took, like, months. It took months to get into. I think I booked it in like June, and I didn't go until December for the consultation. And when I was there, I just like immediately like was like, he just seemed so like confident and like chill. He just really like radiated like, I've done this 1,000 times before, like this is gonna be easy. Like, and I wanted that. I wanted someone who like has done it 1,000 times and could do it in his sleep with his eyes closed. And he just made me feel so comfortable, and everyone in his office was nice, and I just really liked his energy, and I just set my mind to him. And my mom was like, no, like you need to go like to other consultations. You can't just like go to one doctor, and we don't even know anyone who's had surgery done by him. Like you don't know. But I was like, no, like I know that he is who I want to go to. And I ended up, like, talking to someone. They, like, put me in contact with someone who had gotten their boobs done, and, like, she had nothing but good things to say about him. So that just, like, helped ease my, like, mom's mind about it. So, yeah, I booked the surgery for May after all of that. And, yeah, it was so easy. It was genuinely so easy. I was fine in 3 days. Like, I wasn't even in pain. I didn't get any bruising. I wasn't really swollen. And yeah, I don't know. It was just an easy process. I was sore for 2 weeks, but it just felt like soreness. It wasn't pain. It just felt like a little tight and sore. But yeah.
What about like with the actual physical like results, like looking at them? Like what did you feel at first, and then how did it change over time?
A great question.
Of course.
So I didn't know what size I wanted to get. Well, I mean, I didn't know what size he was going to put in me. Sorry, guys. Basically, I showed him pictures from his website or other people's websites, like before and after photos of like what I wanted it to look like, and he based it off of that. The pictures I showed him were pretty natural because I didn't want to get anything too big and like I don't know, because I have a small body, and I told him I wanted to be proportional, and I also didn't want my boobs to like sit up like hard rocks. Like I wanted them to set a little bit and like droop so that they felt more natural. So that's like what we decided to go with. So he ended up doing 255 cc's in both, and at first obviously they were super stiff, they did not move, and they sat a little bit more like hard rocks, but as time went on, obviously they dropped, and I've gotten used to them, so to me they look like smaller than obviously they did at first, and if I could go back, I would get them bigger because like now that I'm used to them, because they are proportional. But if I'm gonna get a boob job,
you want to be like a little more extra.
If I'm gonna pay that money to get implants, I might as well get a boob job. And I never, like, that doesn't mean like still like ginormous, but like I would have liked them to be a little bit bigger now that I've seen like them drop and like but also another issue is the fact that my boobs are naturally so far apart. So if I did get them bigger, I think they would still look like, it's just how my boobs are. Like if I had this size but my boobs were just naturally closer together, they'd be able to push together. But they're so far apart that they can't. Yeah. But he couldn't like fix that.
Right, because it's like the natural anatomy of your body. And I have the same thing. No, I was gonna say I have the same thing. Like my boobs set outward. Yeah. So like when I lay down, they like go off the sides.
Completely go off the side.
Yeah, and I've always had that too. Yeah. I guess that's just us
which
thing.
Is unfortunate. But yeah.
And also, we've been having this discussion lately about. I don't think I would ever do it, but I've been complaining to Chloe that my boobs are saggy, and I don't know if it's because. Even more so now I'm like around you, so I'm used to seeing like really upright like boob job boobs, but I'm like, oh, like mine feels so saggy because I feel like they like kind of project like downward. And I also have been a girl that like my mom yells at me because my whole life I don't wear padded bras. I wear bralettes because comfort, duh. But it is, I mean, I don't know, like maybe they were always gonna be this way. I don't know. Like, they could have always just ended up sagging. But I think it would be interesting to, like, hear what someone had to say about getting a lift. But also, I don't think I would actually ever go through with it because I don't think I'm that passionate about it. Yeah. Like, I don't think I really care that much. Yeah. But it's just sometimes it bothers me. Yeah. But I feel like that's just, like, a normal insecurity thing that I can get over. Yeah. Not like a I'm dying over it kind of situation. Yeah. Anyways, yeah. So that's your boob job situation. And now, but for the most part, do you feel confident and good about them?
Yeah, like, I do. I mean, obviously much better than I did before. Yeah. But I don't know. It's like, I don't always feel like confident because when I put on a bikini, like they don't sit the way I want them to. But that's not his fault. Like he did what I asked for. But like I didn't like, I don't know. I think because I wish they like did sit more up and like together and like, but that's
I don't know.
Just like my.
I also think you're like a ultra perfectionist, and when I look at them, they look perfect, and like I would never have gone bigger if I were you because you're so small, and then it looks so fake. Like you don't want to look like. I mean, Chloe likes that look. I just don't like the fakey kind of like I don't like the big lip, big boob, plastic surgery kind of look. Like I just don't think it's. That cute. Yeah. I want to go into college stuff because there have been so many questions about getting into school and just the college process and how you chose your major and internships and like all that stuff. Like literally, I feel like this is going to be a really long episode because there's like so much stuff to talk about. But what was, first of all, I know there's so many people that have been applying to colleges and like not getting into their top choice. And can you talk a little bit about your experience with that?
I actually have a funny story too.
Okay.
Okay, well basically I'm sure everybody knows that my dream school was UMiami because I love Florida. If I could live here, I would. I want to raise my children here. I just love Florida. When I'm here, I'm just happy. And UMiami was the only school in Florida that I liked. And I visited. I just was totally like, wow, this is so me. Like palm tree, like this, it was just perfect. Like it was my dream school. And I know that it was hard to get into, and I had great grades. Like my grades were great. I didn't have that many extracurriculars, and my test scores weren't great because I'm not a good test taker, so I didn't submit those. So unfortunately, I did not get in. I don't know what was their reasoning for not letting me in. But, well, actually, this is just like a little funny story, but I got the application, I got the letter or whatever when I was in the middle of my science class, and I was like, oh my god, like, I guess I like shrieked or something or said something. My teacher's like, what? And I'm like, I just like got my letter from U Miami, like I have to open it, like whatever. So he was like, oh, go outside and open it. So I opened it. Obviously I didn't get in, so that was really awkward. And then I come back in and he's like, so? And I'm like, I didn't get in.
Yeah. Were you crying?
Like, I don't know if I was crying in that moment. I was more like my just like stomach dropped. And I videoed it, and I don't know, I don't have the video anymore. I wish I did, but
That's
I
so
videoed it
awkward.
on my computer, and I'm like, it was just,
You're like, all right.
I was
fine.
like, close the computer. No, yeah, it was really awkward. But looking back, okay, well, this is such a complicated and long story.
Yeah.
So I wanted to go to U Miami, but after I applied, I was like, wait, I was like, wait, I low-key want to go to Syracuse. What was
when you got into Syracuse, you weren't even happy that much. But you were like, oh my God, I can't believe, because you had applied.
Okay, wait, yeah.
Say that part. You had applied to Syracuse also.
No, I applied.
You applied
after. So I only applied to 2 schools. I applied to U Miami, Delaware, and College of Charleston, and that was it.
Right.
And once I didn't get I got into the rest, but I didn't get into, and I got like scholarships for Delaware and College of Charleston, but I didn't get into U Miami, and I did ED1 there. So I was like, well, shit, like I need to probably apply to another school because I don't want to go to Delaware or College of Charleston.
Yeah.
And so my parents like convinced me to do ED2 to Syracuse because they just thought it was
into Newhouse.
Like they thought I would like it, and I didn't know what Newhouse was, but like they knew what it was.
Yeah.
And they knew that it was like
it's a really prestigious,
communication school in the country, basically. And actually, a lot of my friends were like, "You're not." There was one friend that told me that I would not get into Newhouse. So I applied, and once I applied, I'm like, I did not want to go there. I like really did not want to go there. But then once I got in, I don't even remember like how my mind just like kept changing, and I wasn't happy about college in general.
Yeah.
Honestly, I just didn't want to go anywhere. I just didn't see myself anywhere.
Yeah. Which is so interesting, and I feel like that's not talked about enough. Like, you weren't enthusiastic.
I wasn't ready.
You weren't ready.
Everybody was like, "Oh my God, I can't wait," and I'm like, I literally don't like want to go. Like, I don't. Like, I hate change. So that was like,
yeah.
But I also like have like matured so much in the time, like the summer going up into it, and like everything just like changed. But obviously now that I'm at Syracuse, I love it so much. Like the school is perfect, and like I wouldn't want to be anywhere else. I think if I went to Miami, I would be miserable. So yeah, I mean like everything happens for a reason. Like obviously, and I mean, like, not to, like, the communication school is better at Syracuse than New Miami anyway.
Yeah,
but, yeah.
It is so true. And, like,
it's great.
You thrive at Syracuse. Like,
I do.
It literally is so crazy how once you're somewhere, and yeah, I could picture you at Miami, but seeing you at Syracuse and seeing your friends and your sorority and, like, all of that stuff, I'm like, it's so weird to even think that you could have gone somewhere else.
Yeah.
Like, it really does happen for a reason. Like, things really do fall into place. And getting to college, do you remember, like, struggling in the beginning? Do you remember?
Yeah. The first few weeks, I was, like, my high school did not prepare me for this at all. Like, in my high school, we had, like, a website where, like, the teachers would post the homework assignments for you on the calendar, so I never had to, like, mark anything down, and in college, it's so different. Like, you need to, like, go in your syllabus and, like, find your assignments, find when they're due, write them down, and I could not keep up with that. I was, like, really overwhelmed and stressed out, and it just took me a while to, like, get into the new routine. But once I did, it was, like, great. It just took, like, getting used to.
What were some of the things that, like, you did to, like, help yourself get used to it? Like, do you remember, like, anything?
One, Kim.
Okay, yeah, you have to shout out Kim.
Kim is my savior, my I just love her. She's like my school mom, we call her. Basically she's like an organizational, like, she just helps students, she helps tutor students, she's just the best person ever. and she helped me like start getting organized and like she just like knows everything. She just knows everything.
She'll help you with like if you need help with assignments
she
or
just literally can do anything, like knows everything. Like she's just the best person in the world. So I think I like met with her. I got like a planner. I started writing down my assignments, and then she would help me with the assignments, and it just like made my life easier.
I honestly wish that I had that in college. Chloe went to a private school, and I think like they were very coddled, and I went to a public school growing up, and I don't think we were as coddled. Like we kind of were like on our own with assignments and stuff. So I actually felt better prepared going to college. Like I didn't feel overwhelmed.
Yeah.
She's just a better student than me at the end of the day. Like Chloe like prepares for assignments and like studies for tests, and like she's more of like the overachiever when it comes to school stuff. I was always like,
not really.
Yeah.
I'm just good at bullshitting things.
No, see, I felt like I was actually good at bullshitting things.
I'm really good at bullshitting things.
I mean, but you're like actually smart, like school smart, and like you try. Like I was the type of student that I would like walk into the class 5 minutes early and look at the person next to me and be like, did you do the homework assignment last night, and can I copy it off of you, and then turn it in. Like I was that bitch. Not as much like, in college. I don't do any
of the readings in college. Like when we're supposed to do readings or whatever, I never do that. Basically, I'm just really good at bullshitting, okay? And that's all you need to know.
Period. I was the same way. I think in college, a lot of it is bullshitting.
But no, I do great on my assignment. I literally have all A's. I just got all A's. Like, I'm going to make Dean's List again.
That's my queen.
Like, I don't know how it happens. It just, like...
You're like...
It's like my bullshitting happens. But, no, yeah, I do really well, so...
A couple other things about college, because we have to. One... I guess, well, with your major, that kind of fell into place because Newhouse, you always knew you wanted to do kind of communications, right?
No, I literally didn't know what I wanted to do at all. Larry told me I was doing communications, so I was like, okay, like, that's what I'll do, I guess.
But how do you feel about it now?
But, I mean, yeah, I had no idea about major. I didn't even know. I knew literally nothing. Like, I actually knew nothing. Mm-hmm. I didn't know any, like, I really didn't know anything. So he said... like communications because you're into this media stuff and I think it'll be good for you. So he had me, I came in undecided and then I did advertising pretty much like the first week I got there. I'm like, okay, I'm just going to do advertising because he told me that.
Well, because I did advertising
she did advertising and my dad was like, that's.
Yeah, because Chloe does social media like me. It made sense that, like, at least to start out, she would do advertising, considering that's the closest thing to social media. And, like, I think people always assumed...
We thought it was the closest thing to social
media. Yeah. And also, I think everyone just assumed that Chloe would just want to pursue social media full-time, like, after college. Like, no one... Since she didn't know, that was the closest thing that, like, made sense.
Yeah.
But since then...
So, I think I did advertising for... Like, I switched to advertising, but I didn't do an advertising class until, I think, my sophomore year, first semester. So I switched. After my first advertising class, I switched. Because I was like, I hate this. I literally hate advertising. This is not me. So I switched to public relations because I didn't really realize what PR was. And once I learned about what PR was in my other classes, I was like, oh, like, that's what I want to do. Like, I thought that's what I would be doing. I didn't realize that was, like, PR. Like, I didn't realize what anything was. Mm-hmm. So I switched to PR, and that's, like, more social media. Mm-hmm. And, yeah.
And then for internships as well, like, what made you... How did you go about, like, where do I work? Like, where do I intern?
Well, I had my lovely sister help me out because I had no idea any places. Like, I don't know how, like, my friends knew of all these places, but I don't know. I guess I'm just, like, I don't know. I just didn't really know. Basically, she knew someone who works at a brand management company, a really big one in the city, like, a great one. And so I was like, okay, like, I'll reach out to the person that she knows and see. Like, I was, like, skeptical because I had never done anything like that before and I have really bad anxiety, and going into the city and doing this, like, thing by myself every day is just, like, that's a big step for me because I'm such a, like, I don't know, I'm homebody,
not used to change.
Yeah, like, I don't know, but after like I did like 2 interviews, I got the internship, and I did it last summer and it was great. I loved it. And I'm gonna apply there again to work there this summer. So.
And I just think you don't know what you like until you find what you don't like too.
And I did marketing there. I did social media marketing, integrated marketing, but it was a lot of like PR. Like they have a PR department there, but it was a little bit. I liked what I did. I ran social media. I helped to run social media accounts. I filmed behind the scenes videos during like photo shoots. I made TikToks for the TikTok accounts of different brands. Yeah. I made PR packages up. I helped with like they do different like PR events, and like the integrated marketing team like handled that. So yeah.
And I think it was a really great internship just from someone who has had a lot of internships before in the city. Like during college, a lot of the stuff is bitch work, and I feel like they really were having you do like important things and like giving you good responsibilities, especially like Chloe would send me like TikToks that they were posting to the account, and it's like rewarding when you're like an intern and you actually get to see your work like on the actual accounts. Like you're like, okay, I feel like I'm actually like part of this company and I like did something and I can see the direct result of it. So and I'm glad that you're going after it next summer. But I also think the lesson is like you don't need to know what you want to do. I feel like there's always this like, not a stigma, but like this idea that everyone has to know what they want to do. And like Chloe's a prime example of just a normal person at your age. Like people usually aren't used to change. Like you're like a lot of people. I think you have anxiety, you're not used to change, you don't know what you want to do. Like that's normal. Like that's being in your teens and then 20. Like that's how most people are. So I think it's just reassuring to know that like you just have to go with the flow sometimes, even when it's scary. Like you just see what opportunities present themselves to you and you take advantage of it, and if you don't like it, then that gets you one step closer to doing what you actually want to do, and if you do like it, again, that takes you one step closer to doing it. So I think that's incredible. When it comes to there's like one other thing with college I want to talk about, and that's like sorority stuff. What was like the rush process like at Syracuse? Like I think there's a lot of people that probably want to know. And just I mean, obviously I know firsthand from her, like, texting me and calling me every day, like, during it, but for you, like, what did you know going in, and what was the process like, and how do you feel now?
So I knew absolutely nothing, once again. I literally didn't even know what sororities they had. I didn't know what each of them were. I didn't know, like, I literally did not know anything about Greek life at Syracuse.
And also, I'm interrupting for 1 second to say, it's not to say that nobody in our family prepared her. We would like beg her to like I kind
of tuned everyone out a little bit.
Every single day when it comes to career, like literally college, sorority, everything. Like we'd be like every day, Chloe, let's talk about this. I can't talk about it. I don't want to talk about it. Like she just was on her own path and like had to get there and figure it out as she went. So I don't want anyone being like, why didn't you prepare? I tried,
guys,
babe.
I know stuff. Don't worry. But Greek life, I did not know. And all my friends knew, because I guess all my friends had their minds like set on going to Syracuse. Like they grew up wanting to go to Syracuse. They knew everything. So they knew what the sororities were like. They knew which ones were the best and whatever. They knew which ones they wanted to be in already. And I swear to God, I did not know anything. So I literally went into the process with an open mind. Like I didn't know. There were like a few that I did learn to know that like those were ones that I were interested in. And I mean, the process is very competitive. And I, once again, have the worst anxiety. I have such bad social anxiety. I'm not good at talking to people. I blank out all of the time.
Me too.
Talking to people I don't know, I just blank out. Like, I literally, my mind...
You forget what you say.
My mind goes blank. And I'm like, I freeze. I actually freeze. So I was like, well, this isn't going to go too well because I have to talk to a lot of people that I don't know. But it actually went great, and it was fun, and... I mean, it's like on the people that are rushing, it was on them to like keep the conversation going, and it always did. And And yeah, I mean, I'm in the sorority that I chose, like the one that I picked, I got in. There's a lot of things I could talk about, but I can't talk about until I graduate. So stay tuned for a part 2 because we can get in.
I would love an episode of exposing.
Oh my god, I can't wait. But yeah, and I actually was one of the recruitment chairs last year for my sorority, so I planned everything for recruitment. There was like a team of us, but we planned everything recruitment, like everything, like the decorations and literally the entire process, and that was so fun. It was so much, but it was so fun.
Yeah, I've never seen
and
you
then I had to rush people. I knew that I didn't want to rush that much because I just didn't want to talk to a lot of people because that's just not. I was busy anyways. Like, I planned the entire thing. I felt like I didn't need to do that.
Yeah.
So I just talked to a few people. But yeah, no, it was good. It went well.
And I feel like you have so many like good friends. I've gotten to visit her and visit the house.
I lived in the house for this past semester.
Yeah.
And yeah.
What was your experience living in the house?
It was fine. I wish I lived in an apartment. I mean, no, it was a good experience. Like, I'm glad that I did it. But I was in a triple because my roommate. So I was supposed to live with my best friend Chloe, but we were both on G board, and exec gets first pick of what rooms they get to be in. So we happened to fall last because everybody else had at least one other person they were rooming with that was on exec, because exec lives in the house. Your sophomores live in the house and juniors live in the house, but it's exec juniors that live in the house. And then my best friend Jordan decided she wanted to live in the house, and this was already after like room assignments were done and everything. So then they had to switch them up. So then we ended up being in a triple, and they're my best friends. I love them, but I'm not a good like roommate person. Like, I need quiet time.
Me too.
Like, I just need my own private space, and it wasn't like. It was just the fact that I lived in a triple. Mm-hmm. But it was great, like, because you can go in the house and go wherever you want, like in the living room and be on the couch. It was, but yeah, I don't know.
I was going to say...
but I didn't have my own bathroom, so obviously that's...
Yeah, that's true. We're both, like, very, like, what is it, like, introverted extrovert, or extroverted introverts. Like, we both, like, need our time to recharge. Like, we
like,
need...
when I come back from class, I want complete silence.
Speak.
I do not want to talk to anyone. I want to take a nap. And my roommates are very, like, want to talk all the time.
Chit-chat.
I also go to bed early, or I don't go to bed early, but I get into bed early.
Yeah.
And I just want silence. I want the lights off. And my roommates will be, like, showering at 11:30, and I'm like, I literally cannot do this.
Yeah, I feel that, honestly.
Like, I just need my, yeah.
That's how I am, too, and I'm so glad now that I live by myself. Like, it's so nice to live by yourself.
Yeah.
It gets, like... I don't know. I never liked living with other people, like, in college. Like, I always wanted to just tune everyone else out.
Yeah.
What are some of, like, the people wanted to know? I'm like looking at questions from people. They wanted to know your, like, pros and cons of Syracuse / like your favorite and least favorite things about Syracuse.
I would say, okay, I don't know if this is like a pro, or I guess it was a con would be like the weather, but the weather is honestly not that bad at all. Like, I did not want to go there mostly because of the weather, but it's really similar to how the weather is at where I live at home. And in the spring and in the fall, it's so warm. It like gets hot and sunny, and it's so beautiful around Syracuse, honestly. Like,
the campus is beautiful.
It is, and there's so much around Syracuse. Like, we drive to go to like Starbucks and whatever, and there's like big shopping strips that just like remind me of home. And there's like really nice areas around there. So I would say a pro is like Syracuse is not in the middle of nowhere. Like, there is stuff everywhere. So that's like, I didn't want a school that was like drop in the middle of nowhere.
Like Indiana?
Like an hour to go to, like, there is modern built up stuff around like 10 minutes away. So that's a pro. Con, I guess, would be the winter weather, because when it gets cold, but it's really not too bad. A pro is, I feel like the size is so great because I feel like I know like a lot of people. Like, everybody kind of knows each other, and you kind of have like I don't know. I I like the size and the campus. I like the size of the campus too because like the farthest I'll ever walk is like probably like 10 minutes. Like
that's crazy too.
And like my walks to class are like 6 minutes. Like
That's
it's really
crazy.
not bad at all.
We're gonna go into some mental health stuff now. Obviously, like I've been open about like my anxiety and stuff. I feel like you've been pretty open on your platform about like anxiety and like whatever. Can you talk about like what mental health wise you struggle with? I know you just mentioned kind of like anxiety and social anxiety, but like your history with it and like how it's affected you and like how.
Can you like sit back?
I know. Can we sit back? Let's sit back, Jill. Can you talk about like first of all like growing up, like learning about what you were struggling with and dealing with it, and then we'll get into like how you deal with it now.
So my anxiety started when I was in 5th grade, and I was just like getting these weird like feelings and like symptoms that I'd never had before. So like I went to a lot of doctors, and everybody like I did like neurological tests, I did an EKG, I did like a bunch of different like evaluations, and everything was normal. And until like we found out that I had anxiety and panic disorder because I was having a lot of panic attacks, and I missed a lot of school in 5th grade because my anxiety was so bad I literally could not be in public. Like I couldn't go to school. So I started on anxiety medicine literally in 5th grade when I was like 10, I guess. And what else?
It took like I feel like you didn't just start and then it got better. Like it
no,
was
yeah,
trial
it
and
took
error.
it took a lot of like trying different things and trying different medicines until like I found one that worked for me. But I've also changed medicine a lot since then. But yeah, it was definitely like. And I also remember, like, for my bat mitzvah, I was still struggling with bad anxiety, and I wanted to find a medicine. Like, we worked so hard to find a medicine so that I would be fine for my bat mitzvah. Like, that was, like, the most important thing to me. Like, yeah, I don't know.
A lot of, I feel like your childhood was a lot of trying to figure out what was working for you medication-wise, and also just, there was a lot of therapy and a lot of, like, I don't even know what you were doing, like, not like CBT,
yeah, I was doing
like,
therapy, but it didn't work, like, it didn't do anything, like, that's not gonna change, like, my anxiety symptom, like,
yeah, because
it didn't do anything.
It's
like,
the chemicals in your brain, and it was the same exact thing for me, like, when she said, like, I was having physical symptoms, that's how mine started, too, and that's when it becomes unbearable. It's when, can you talk about the conversion disorder?
What's that?
That was when you couldn't feel your legs.
Yeah, but that wasn't, like...
That was a big part of...
That was my main symptom of anxiety was, like, I couldn't feel my legs, I couldn't feel my body, which...
It was...
I've become aware that it's depersonalization, derealization.
Yeah,
and
yeah.
that is my main anxiety symptom,
Yeah.
Depersonalization, derealization.
Can you explain what that
where
means?
I feel like I feel like I'm in a dream, I feel like everything around me is fake, I feel like I'm not actually here, I feel like I'm not in my body. Like, sometimes when I'm, like, at dinner and I'm having anxiety, like, I'll chew and I can't feel my mouth. Like, even talking about it now, like, I feel like I can't, like, it just happens.
It gets triggering.
Yeah. So, like, sometimes when I'm walking, I feel like I can't feel my legs. Like, that's, like, one of the main, like, symptoms that I get.
Mm-hmm.
But then when I was younger, not on medicine, I would have these panic attacks where, like, I would get this feeling and everything around me would just, like, go in slow motion and, like, muffled, like, voices and, like, it, like, I would just literally curl up in a ball and, like, rock back and forth and, like, I could not move. Like, it was, like, I had to be carried out of whatever room I was in. I remember at a bar mitzvah, I had a panic attack, and I had to have my friend carry me to the bathroom. I hid under the bathroom sink. I rocked back and forth. And, yeah, it was bad.
No,
and I haven't had one of those since being on medicine.
Yeah.
But I still get depersonalization, derealization, like, often.
Yeah.
And it's actually come back recently because I'm going abroad and, like, yeah, I don't know.
Life events trigger it, and that's just the part of anxiety that, like, it's hard because I think it's less talking about like a permanent treatment and more talking about how you can like cope with it day to day and how you can make it better, because anxiety is a roller coaster and mental health is a roller coaster. Like both of us go through phases where we're like, for me, a lot of the time it's like more depression and anxiety where I'm like really struggling and there needs to be like either a lifestyle change or a medication change, and it always has to do with like something happening in our life that's change. So things trigger it and it usually gets better, but you have to kind of make adjustments accordingly when those things do happen. So yeah, now I'm wondering with abroad coming up, like how are you coping with the anxiety?
My anxiety, I like for a while it was great. I like really wasn't really having anxiety ever, only like once in a while in like a big crowd or something. And now it's like come back, honestly. Yeah. A lot of my anxiety has come back. I've been having really bad anxiety when I'm out in public, in restaurants. I've been having a lot of depersonalization, derealization. And I'm just assuming that it's because I'm going abroad and I'm doing this whole life change and it's like...
And it's scary.
Yeah. Like, I personally don't feel like nervous, but like my body just like says otherwise.
Yeah. That's how anxiety is. Like, it's like that's the problem I think with a lot of people. They're like, just like, don't worry, here's all of the things that we can rationalize. Anxiety isn't rational. Like, there's nothing rational about it. It's just your body having a reaction to whatever's happening. Mentally, you can say all the rational things that you want, but at the end of the day, like, your body just reacts how it reacts. And I think that's one of the biggest misconceptions maybe with anxiety. But usually we can find the root of it, because since for both of us, I'm speaking for both of us, but you can tell me if I'm wrong, since we have treated ourselves with medication, baseline, it's better. Like, we're not just getting random symptoms.
Yeah.
But now
like,
it's like...
I can function day to day.
Yeah.
But it'll still happen here and there.
But you'll have flare-ups when certain things in life happen, which is also normal and part of life and part of coping with it. But we will say, like, as a family, like, we've been so proud of her because you've, like, literally lived, like, I'm like talking about she's lived a full life. Like, no, but it's like from a person who couldn't go to school.
It was really bad. Like, it was bad. And I've done a lot and I've pushed through and done a lot of things that I would have never done. Like,
even going abroad, going to college.
Yeah.
Like,
doing the dance competition. Like, there's a lot that I've done that I'm also, like, proud of myself for.
Because it's like, in that moment, you're like, how are things ever going to get better? Or how am I ever going to get better? Because it's like so rock bottom in that moment. You don't think you have potential to like get better, but then things just do. Like, you just work through them and they do.
Yeah.
Do you have any advice for anyone that's like struggling really bad with anxiety right now? And maybe they're trying to seek help, or they're having difficulties finding the right medication. Just someone who's just struggling and going through it.
I think that, I mean, I'm always going to be, like, a fan of medication, because without it, like, I literally wouldn't be able to function.
Same.
I definitely think medicine is a great option, and it just takes a little while to find out what works for you, but eventually you will find something that works for you. Even if you, like, you don't feel like it, like, you will get better. Like, you will find the right thing for you. Mm-hmm. And like I've been through a ton of different medications. Like, have had setbacks multiple times where my anxiety just came back and my medicine stopped working and I had to switch. But eventually, like, you'll find the right medicine that works for you and everything like gets better.
Yeah.
And as you get older, as like the longer you live like having anxiety, the more you're just like you get used to it. And like when I have anxiety, like when I was younger, I used to like freak out when I'm having like these symptoms, because like I didn't fully know what they were, if it was gonna hurt me. Like, but now that I've lived with it my entire life, like I know what it is. I know that it's not gonna hurt me, so it's just easier for me to like be like, you're fine, like everything's fine. Like, a big thing for me is I have to distract myself when I'm having these like things. That always like helps me, like if I have like my friends distract me or something. Yeah I just think like you have to find what works for you, and it's so true with like as you get older you really learn to cope with it. Like it's more just like, okay, I know what this is now, so it's not scary, because when you have anxiety when you're younger, you legitimately think you're dying. Like, I would always think I was dying. I've been in the hospital for it before, and you like literally like you're like, am I having a heart attack? Like, what is it?
So yeah, once you learn like what these symptoms are and they're familiar to you, it's easier to like cope with it and talk yourself down. We're doing a couple fun like rapid fire questions. What's one like beauty trend you love and one beauty trend you hate? Or a beauty product you love and beauty product you hate? All right, what's your favorite beauty product?
I love the Tower. No, okay. My favorite product is the Summer Fridays lip balm.
Okay.
I put that on every 2 minutes.
What's a product that you hated when you tried it?
I actually recently tried the Hourglass skin tint, and it totally made all my makeup pill. Ew. And it got patchy, and I returned it.
Oh, okay.
So.
Hate that. Yeah. Who are your favorite influencers?
I'd have to like look at my phone.
Look at your phone.
Like, I don't know. I mean, like, I like Alex Earl just because she just has entertaining videos. Like, I genuinely will go to her profile to watch her videos. To be honest, I don't really have like a favorite influencer. I'm not like.
Who are people you follow?
I follow like I like Samantha Nicole. She does like a lot of like makeup videos.
Oh, I'm friends with her.
Yeah, I like her. I like
God.
that kind of vibe. Like her and her her friend group. You know what I mean?
Mm-hmm.
Like who are the other girls?
I know
like
all
Riley
of them.
Sorage.
Oh well, I don't know.
I like this girl Liv Manny.
I love her too. She's so
who
sweet.
Does like skincare videos, like really aesthetic ones. Olivia Chatfield.
So you like a kind of like
I don't know.
Like
I like
more
girls
aesthetic.
like Olivia Masucci, like more just like makeup, like aesthetic.
Okay.
Like I follow like a lot of those kinds of people.
Love that.
Like Azaria. Yeah.
Okay.
That
Love.
vibe.
Where do you get your going out tops?
Oh, so many places. Okay, we have like Princess Polly, White Fox. I love White Fox, honestly. Motel Rocks. Outcast. Meshki. Glassons. Garage. Urban. Tiger Mist. I don't know, all the basic places. Like I'm basic, guys. Like it's just how it is.
Love that. That's not even basic. This one's the funniest question. Drop the workout routine.
Oh my god, guys. Yeah, I don't work out.
She's naturally built that
I'm
way.
really lazy and I don't have motivation to work out. So yeah.
All of our worst nightmare, literally. We're out here grinding.
Yeah.
Favorite place to visit?
Florida.
Okay.
I love Florida.
Do you have like a favorite vacation spot that's like outside of Florida? Like a favorite place you've seen?
Turks and Caicos.
Obviously.
Yeah.
Same.
Yeah.
Best tip for taking sleigh photos?
Well,
Be hot.
it's a great question. You need good lighting. Like, it's, like, the lighting is really... I mean, like, there are some people that can look good in literally any single, like, any lighting.
I'm like,
but
who?
I only look good in, like, certain lightings. Like, it needs to be very specific. Like, I know what lighting I look good in. And so I have to, like, make sure that... And I know what angles
Yeah, I was going to say.
like, there are angles that literally make my head look so... Like, you got to find your angles. You got to find what... You have to find, like, what side you like better. Like... I don't know. Everybody has like a side that they like. But yeah.
I feel like I'm like a mannequin with my photos. Like I know exactly what side and what angle. And literally I was taking pictures yesterday and I kept finding myself turning to this side and being like, stop.
I only do this side.
Yeah.
Only this side.
Which she, by the way, you're welcome. She made me sit on my bounce side, which is this side.
I can't turn that way.
I feel like no one else, or maybe other people do notice
way.
that it's my bad. Like, I don't know if people notice that stuff. Like, do other people notice? Do you notice that I have a good side and a bad side?
No.
Really?
Not at all, yeah.
That, like, makes me feel crazy.
Because you have a slope nose, so it will look good from any side.
No, I don't have a slope from the side.
Yes, you do.
Really?
You have a slope from the side.
I feel like this side has a slope, but this side doesn't.
That's the thing with mine. This side, from this angle, has more of a slope. The other side is like a parakeet. That's why I will not be pictured on that side. Thank you so much.
I just don't feel that way at all. Tips for getting a boyfriend. Asking for a friend, myself. Just kidding. No. Tips for a quick tip to being happy in your relationship.
You have to just like do things. You have to just like do fun things all the time. Like you always have to like do new activities and go places and like just do fun things to keep it like exciting and silly and goofy and yeah.
I love that. Okay, thank you so much for coming on the pod.
Yeah, of course.
My dear sister who hates physical touch from me, but loves it from everyone else.
Yeah.
Anyone else? Where can everyone find you? Plug yourself.
Follow me on Instagram at Chloe Weinstein with 2 N's and on TikTok, Chloe Weinstein. And come and hype me up.
Make sure, if you guys aren't already, subscribe to my YouTube channel. Give me a rating and review on Spotify and Apple Podcasts. And what? I love you guys so much. And thank you, Chloe. And we will see you in the next episode.
What was that?
What a wonderful